Everybody's here to help me with the worms. I got a moose, I got a Wally. Hi, you here to help with the worms? Oh, don't leave it. So much sass. Hi friends, I'm here with Moose and Wally, and we are going to be moving some worms that we baited out of tier 4, or we will have baited, and then putting them in to another tier. So I'm going to get the camera set up in a more advantageous spot so we can see just how many worms we are moving around. Right, Wally? Hello? Wally? You gotta move, big guy. You're kind of in my spot. Hello? So I have tier 4 up here on my freezer chest, and if you guys recall from the feeding just a couple days ago, we just put a lot of watermelon and paper towels down specifically so that we had an easy-ish time baiting the worms into here. Ooh, yeah, we did. And that was a good idea too. Look at all those worms. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I have a big bowl here, and I'm just going to I'm trying to make sure I get all of the food in here because obviously it's the food that the worms are all congregating around. Look at all those worms. Oh my gosh. Okay. Food and worms. Because this is essentially our big baiting effort that's going to get most of the worms, I believe, out of here, especially since we've already been feeding in the middle for a while, so they kind of know to go there for food, and I'm sure they're already lingering around that area as it is. So more babies. Oh my goodness. I was gonna put these in tier 3. I know I guess it was a couple days ago when we were doing this feeding for the baiting purposes, I was like, oh, I'll put it in the urban worm bag. And then I was like, we just started tier 3. I'm not sure how many worms are really in there. So before I make a final call on where these go, I want to check out tier 3 and see if that's actually where we want to put them. Now, obviously, we took a lot of castings with us, and I know that, and I'm doing that kind of on purpose because that keeps the biome going, but we're just kind of looking around here. Okay, we got a little bit of worms. All right, we're just going to make this pile crazy big. I know you guys can't see. I moved it off camera for a second, but it all goes out in the garden eventually, so I'm not really worried if it, for this haul or for another one. Okay, so there's clearly still worms in here, which is fine. We'll just, we're going to let them work it out. So while we let them sit for a minute, I'm over here and I'm just quickly grabbing, this is the cover for tier 3 here. And then we just fed them, a couple days ago. So I'm not sure that we'll see some gathering of the worms over here, but let's see. So there's definitely worms in here, no doubt about it. Just not maybe a lot of them. But that's kind of okay. Oh, excuse me, I'm losing my voice a little bit. That's I don't mind that there's not a tremendous amount of worms in here because there's not really supposed to be, right? Because we're treating these, the mindset is that we're going to treat these like our breeder bins. So really, we don't really want a huge amount of the worms in here. We want the workhorses and our worms, which are now here, to go out in the urban worm bag where we're going to be doing big feeding. So, big for me. So I'm going to go ahead and make the decision. We're not putting them in tier 3. We're going to put them out in the urban worm bag. So let me put tier 4 up here. I think we're going to let it enjoy some of this sunshine today, help it dry out a little bit, and we'll get the worms starting to migrate south. Turns out that tier is a little bit more messy on the bottom. This is probably the most mess I've had in a long time, but nevertheless, we will just take this and the paper towel and we will add it to our collection of worms over here that are going to go out into the urban worm bag. But as I'm thinking about it, given that the last time we checked on our urban worm bag, they didn't get fed. They were just finishing off that burrito that we made them. So I'm gonna go ahead and see what I got in the freezer. I'm sure I got plenty of food in there. And I'm gonna make another burrito. So when we go out and take the worms, we're gonna put in worms, we're gonna put in food. It's gonna go well. I can feel it. All right, so I don't have as much non-glossy flyers as I thought I did. I just have a few here. A lot of the mailers I noticed I got recently are more glossy that are in my piles. I was like, you know, we'll just work with what we got. And this one was non-glossy, so thanks Winn-Dixie. So I have this bag here. It's mostly watermelon, so this will be an interesting combination for them. It's watermelon, there's some tomatoes that apparently went bad, some banana peels. Looks like even a paper towel was already pre-mixed in here. So I literally just took this out of the freezer. So what I'll make sure to do, obviously, because I'm wrapping it like a burrito, it's going to have some insulation for the worms as it defrosts and reduces, you know, the amount of ice and stuff on it as it melts. But also, we're not going to put this directly where the worms were fed last time. We're going to make sure we move it out of the way so it's not affecting them and it's not sitting on top of them. But we're just going to do our best to turn this into a burrito here. Ooh, yep, this could have gone better. All right. No problem. We're making it work. Now I'm going to go... I think I'm just going to go put this out there right away because obviously I don't want it to get loose too much. And then I'll show you guys that and then we'll put the worms in. All right, so pick up our burrito. Boom. So what would we say if that's 12? Is it like maybe 10, 11, 12 areas? So before they were fed over here, now they're fed over here. I'm gonna move this since I think it's gonna be a little inaccurate, but right now it says it's just under 80, which is good. So we'll just move that maybe over here. So now that we know where the next feeding just was, I'm gonna put the worms over here. So we'll have worms on this side, food in the middle, and then the new worms and a little bit of food here. All right. Now that I just dumped this in, it occurred to me that I probably should have buried them a little bit, or at least dug a little bit of a hole. So we'll just see if we can, yeah, there we go. So I'm not mad about the existing compost going in here because it's just going to help the biome and bring more diversity and whatnot out here. So that's no big deal. Paper towels already in the mix. There's a little bit of watermelon for them to finish off. And obviously they'll be right next door to the big feeding. When they finish this off, it should be defrosted. So I think this is going to go really well. Now the bin looks like it's getting kind of full if you notice. Like, let's see, there's maybe this much space on the top, but most of that is just bedding. I went crazy with the bedding, I think, to help offset the moisture and food. And, you know, we're just still learning and figuring out how much we can feed them versus how much we can put in here that'll attract bugs. So I'm not going to tempt any creatures on my porch. I'm going to go ahead and zip this up and call it a feeding for today. So thanks for hanging out with us, friends. And make sure you're subscribed so you can get more updates and see how this feeding goes. And if you want to see more videos and cute pictures of Wally Moose, make sure you check us out on Instagram at @OurFluffyWally. I try to post pretty regular updates of what we're up to. And of course, it's all puppy pictures. So if you need more puppy in your life, go follow us over there. Okay, bye friends.